Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Galang Wicaksono. Today, I'm gonna explain about first is designing assessment tasks, intensive listening. The focus in this section is on the micro skill of intensive listening that consists of recognizing phonological and morphological elements and paraphrase recognition. First is recognizing phonological and morphological elements. A typical form of intensive listening at this level is the assessment of recognition of phonological and morphological elements of language. A classic task gives a spoken stimulus and asks the test takers to identify the stimulus from two or more choice, as in the following of two examples, like the first picture and second picture. Uh, in both cases above, a minimal phonemic distinction are the target. If you are testing recognition or morphology, you can use the same format as the third picture in morphological pair with ed in the ending. Hearing the past tense morpheme in the sentence challenges even advanced learners, especially if no context is provided. Stressed and unstressed words may also be tested with the same rubric. In the following example, the reduced form contraction cannot is tested, like the stress in can in first picture, because they are the contextualized. This kind of task leaves something to be desired in their authenticity, but they are step better than items that simply provide a one-word stimulus, like the second picture. In paraphrase recognition, the scale of listening comprehension of microscale is words, phrase, and sentence, which are frequently assessed by providing stimulus sentence asking test taker to choose the correct paraphrase from number of choice. Like the first picture, the idiomatic come from the phrase being tested. To add a little context, conversation can be stimulus task to which test taker must respond with the correct paraphrase. Like the second picture, the criterion is recognition of the adjective from used to indicate country of origin, like Canadian, American, Brazil, or Italian. Designing assessment tasks and about responsive listening. A question and answer format can provide some interactivity in these lower end listening tasks. The test taker's response is the appropriate answer to a question. The first picture is the object of the first picture is recognition of the question how much and its appropriate response. The structure are chosen to represent common learner responding, like A, responding how much versus how much longer. C, confusing how much is reference of the time versus the more frequent reference to money. And D is confusing question with a yes or no question. None of the tasks so far discussed have to be framed in multiple choice format. They can be offered in more open-ended framework which test taker will write or speak in response. The item would be like the second picture, like open-ended response to a question. If open-ended response format gain a small amount of authenticity and creativity, they of course suffer some in their practicality. As teacher, must then read students' response and judge their appropriateness, which takes time. Third, I'm gonna explain about designing assessment tasks, selective listening. A third type of listening performance is selective listening, which is the test taker listen to a limited quantity of oral input and, and must discern within more specific information. First one is listening close. Listening close task, sometimes called close dictation or partial dictation, require the test taker to listen to a story, monologue, or conversation and simultaneously read the written text which selected words or paraphrases have been deleted. In the example below, adapted from Bailey, such shortcoming was avoided by focusing only on the criterion of numbers. Staker hear an announcement from an airlines agency transcript with the underlined words deleted. Listening close tasks should normally use a exact word method of scoring, which you accept as a correct response only the actual word or phrase that was spoken and consider other appropriate words as incorrect. And next is information transfer. Selective listening can also be assessed through information transfer, technique in which an orally processed information must be transferred to a visual representation, such as a labeling diagram, identifying an element in a picture, completing a form, or showing the route on a map. At the lower end of the scale of linguistic complexity, simple picture cute items are sometimes efficient rubric for assessing certain selected information. Like this picture. In first picture, information transfer is multiple picture cute selection. The staker will see the picture. And the second picture, one single photograph is represent to test takers, who then hear four different statements and must choose one for described photograph. Here is a sample. The taker will see a photograph of a woman in laboratory setting, and the taker here the option, the multiple choice option. Information transfer tasks may reflect greater and authenticity by using charts, maps, grids, and tables or other artifacts of daily life. In the example below, test takers here's the daily schedule and the task is to fill in partially complete weekly calendar. Like this picture show chart filling. The test taker will fill the chart in the picture. Chart filling tasks are good example of oral scanning strategies. A listener must discern from a number of pieces of information which pieces are relevant. In the above example, virtually all the stimuli are irrelevant. Very few words can be ignored in the other word can be ignored. And, and the last one of is sentence repetition. It is also used enhancement listening comprehension. As in detection, the test taker must retain stretch a language enough to reproduce it, then must respond with an oral repetition of the stimulus. Incorrect listening comprehension, whether at the phonemic or discourse level, scored as miscue listening. In the case, somewhat longer sentence, one could argue the ability to recognize and retain chunk of language as well as type of meaning might be assessed through repetition. That's all from me. Thank you for your attention. Thanks for watching this video. I hope we get benefit from it.